I don't think anybody's taking. I think the only one is the upper right. Right now, everybody should be seeing this live as you guys are drawing together.
Am I taking up too much space? I think I am.
No, you're fine. Like,
I can only
you're the
see
only one
one.
going somewhere.
Because I can scale this down and make it smaller.
Do you, man?
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
Your work's definitely gonna be better than mine right out the gate. So
It's all good. Draw, man. Draw all the time. Draw.
When you guys are looking at the stream, can you see everybody drawing? Because I can only see one drawing in the upper right. I don't know what's going on.
no,
The
I think
bottom.
that's live. That's what's happening.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just making sure that everything is working.
For some reason.
Oh, that doesn't change that. That zooms in and out. Where's the size?
They've added a bunch of brushes and stuff. Did you see that, Sandee?
How do you do
Mine is
like the pencil
weird.
drawing that he's doing?
I'm using the ink brush, and I have the hardness set to 100 and the stabilizers on level 20.
Full blast?
Yeah, and
I'm just kidding.
And the minimum size is down to 0. So
I
that
did
gives,
not mean to make a Star Trek reference, sorry.
and it does a little bit of thick to thin. It's not great, but I mean,
It's doing it. Well, you know, Craig, I just before I shared my screen, I've emailed off a request for an educational pricing, and it's only $100 for the whole year. So by the time we come around and do another one of these, I'll see what the educational pricing is if we can get it through KSU. If not, I'll just go ahead and make a purchase so that we can use this in, you know, for classes and for this purpose. I think it would be really good. So
sure.
I didn't realize that when I first logged in today, because last time we met, just what it was like a month or so ago,
Right.
you could still do the large size format for free. So, but it's good that it's picking up and it's getting traction, because I'd like it to keep being developed. And I'm sure once we unlock the pro version, you know, next time we all meet with GGDA, it'll be even fancier.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So
My wife is a financial aid counselor for KSU.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably something we can get. If not, like I said, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, for $100, that's not bad.
For the year, yeah, I'm not worried about it. We can get it because I know we'll use it for. I know Chris has been using it for the Animation Studio Society, so we can call it an Animation Studio Society.
Yeah, because I mean, they used to
thing.
They used to pay for Lynda accounts. You know, now it's LinkedIn Learning. So I wouldn't, and that's not much difference, I don't think, in terms of cost. So
no, not at all. I mean, yeah, and I think we'll probably get a discount for being an institution. So they said they would get back to me in a few days. So
cool.
When I get that information, I'll let you know, and then we'll kind of go from there. And you know, for these purposes, we can still use it for, you know, the Georgia game developers, because we're hosting it and all that fun stuff. So it's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I found out that you can only like keep the links active for 30 days. But if like you wanted to do a longer collaboration, but with the pro, I think like either unlimited or a lot longer. So that's another cool feature.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I don't think it has an expiration, but then also you can. I love the fact that you can save it as a PSD, and that way you can have all these different layers. So anyone in animation who are interested in, you know, using any of these newer animation programs, they can simply put like different layers in to make their sprites or whatever you want to call them.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And just because I really how do you guys feel about some of these new animation programs, or what programs do you guys use?
Craig.
Oh, sorry. Toon Boom, Toon Boom for sure, and After Effects. You know, and that's mostly just because it's, you know, it comes with our university-wide Creative Cloud account. So, but Toon Boom we've had, since 2016, I guess.
Yeah, at least.
So that's
'Cause
our
I came in-
mainstay.
That's when I came in and we had it then. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So that's, I mean, and I got that recommendation from, you know, Neil and those guys down at Flood County. So we've been pretty much sticking to that. And their workflow for Archer is Illustrator and After Effects. So that's the other thing we've been.
I feel like I made mine too big for Insane.
I just hope
No,
I'm
you're
not
fine.
drawing. I hope I'm not drawing on top of anybody. So I see like little pencils moving around, but I can't see like the results from what's going on. So I hope I'm not drawing over anybody.
I had to zoom out. I didn't
had to
realize you
zoom
could do
out?
that. Yeah, I was like, oh, there's everybody.
Okay, let me try that.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, whoever's live streaming, I would recommend clicking on view and do fit on screen if you haven't done that yet. Because
Yeah,
I know
what do
I
I
obviously
do?
haven't. Click on next to the edit, click on view, and then
Yeah.
click on fit on screen, and then that way it'll kind of be a nice size for the screen.
Okay.
Like I had
Okay,
an
great.
issue with that earlier with the thing too. So
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't drawing over anybody. Okay, cool.
Oh, you can draw over mine, whoever wants to. You can add to it. I'm a horrible drawer.
who's that
I don't-
speaking?
I know. I was like,
I'm Wonder
don't
J.
do
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're one. I love your drawing. It's beautiful. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just an old classic stick figure, okay?
It's for
Okay, I
refrigerator
mean-
worthy.
It's for, yeah, there you go.
Hey, some people will play with that for real.
Yeah.
While you play it.
So when I thought apocalyptic, I was thinking of the Troy Baker character of Joel, and I forgot the person who played Ellie from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I only say that because I met him for like a brief second in Nolan North.
Nice.
I'm digging the person that has the axe in their hand. It gives me the.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was say, is that you, Craig?
Yeah, I'm still. I started with an astronaut, and now he's turning into, I don't know, like maybe there was a terraformed planet that went feral or something. So now he's like a.
It's the post-apocalyptic Jason. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, exactly. Like he's this crazy, like hunter dude on some terraformed Earth or something. I don't know.
That's not bad. It's interesting.
So we'll see where this goes. Oh, and he's gonna be cybernetic, so he'll have like some kind of maybe like on his face or
So
something.
my character's Bob.
He's just a regular post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, he's like, he looks like Elmer Fudd, but in the future. I'm just kidding.
I like the mouse. He's doing the crazy mouse back there.
Oh, that's me. Yeah. Like, I was like, no, I need to have nose group a little bit more.
So I can definitely tell a lot of you have done drawings before, because I'm sitting there like, man, I haven't done this since I was a kid, and I can't remember how to. The things I remember my art teacher used to tell me is think abstract and try to draw a person. I did it good when I was younger. Now it's just, I should have been in more practice with this stuff.
Well, that's why we're going to start doing these. It'll be fun just kind of get together and make some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you learn from each other.
Mhm.
Like especially about pressure points and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, that character is awesome.
Oh, thanks, man.
He's coming into view.
He's getting there. If you're interested, check out Bobby Chu. He's one of the people behind this app, and he's great. He's a great artist and teacher, and they do this thing called 90-minute challenge, and like kind of like what we're doing, but they have an image that they're like studying. It might be a photograph or something, and they have to produce it like in 90 minutes, and it's so cool to watch. And of course, they're talking and talking about art and stuff while they're doing it. And they use this thing that we're doing right now. It's really cool. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
Kimmiko. Is it Kimmiko or how you say?
Kimmiko, like Kimmiko.
Oh, I got you. I'm digging the octopus ghost, I guess is what we could call it. Or squid ghost.
I'm just doing the outline right now. He's one of these post-apocalyptic mutations, you know what I'm saying? And he's kind of like this thing right here is actually something that he's eating at the moment because, you know,
Ah,
he's a cannibal in the sense of he eats humans.
There you go.
So yeah. He's having a little fun with his meal right now.
there you go.
Cool.
Now I feel like we're getting Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
Metal
I just went
Gear.
blank.
Nice. That was one of the first games I got for PlayStation 1.
Such a
so much
classic.
time on that game, man. Oh my god.
I hate it every time I get caught because it lets you know.
It was yeah. And
no, run!
it was brutal. I mean, I was like, oh, this is the coolest game. Sneaky games are great.
Makes you feel old.
Yeah, I know, man. I
PlayStation.
got 90. I got that when I was in grad school, so it was like 96, 97. I can't remember, and then brought it up to Atlanta when I got
Okay. I'm just going to say now I feel young again.
Yeah, it was pretty old. I played that and Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics. I spent hours on that one.
How did you feel about Final Fantasy Tactics, and how long did you play that?
That game I played an incredibly long amount of time to the point where I had my precious team on my little save disc that you could get, and they were all level 99, and they had mastered every career. And like I had this team of like ninja calculators that could just wipe out any level. I mean, the only thing I didn't do was poach. I didn't poach like every monster that you could have poached to get every item, so I feel bad. But I mean, I used to loan that thing out to people. They would be like, "Can I copy your game with your dudes?"
Really?
And I'm like, "Yeah, man." And it was just the best. I mean, like because they would go off and do all kinds of crazy stuff with that team of players or characters. And I just love that game. It was so
I just
fun.
loved how we went from art to talk about childhood favorite games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but to me, a lot of times in these childhood favorite games, they're the inspiration of the art that you kind of make now.
For sure.
Agree.
For sure.
Because like with Final Fantasy Tactics, that was more of a pixelated game. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So you were playing with a lot of what we call sprites and stuff like that. And, you know, you kind of had to use your imagination. While when they were actually, you know, showing like the pictures, you know, like the I guess cover art, it was like all pretty and super spacey, and you're like, wow. Then you get into the game, it's like,
let me tell you, I mean, it's worse for me. I mean, I'm old enough to remember Atari 2600 and the art on those cartridges. You were like, whoa. Like it was like this airbrushed spaceship or something. And I was like, okay, this is so rad. And then you get it home and it's like, oh man, this is like 12 pixels on a screen. That's not a spaceship.
That's
like,
marketing for you right there.
I was just like, it's cool, man. It's cool. Let's just play. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, nah, man, this artwork is so awesome. And this is not, you know, and of course nowadays it's like, you know, amazing, right? Like how what you see is what you get, pretty much. You know, it's like, yeah, this is awesome.
And if you, and I was going to say, if you look at how far it's come with all the art, especially with different things with gaming and an anime itself, it's so much different from when we were younger.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of it's became like very realistic, which is pretty cool.
Extremely. I mean, like it's the way games are now is how when we were kids we used to dream they would be. You know, like hyper realistic. Like you can like look around, you can interact, you can do all these things. Like a game like Rust or something would have been like, oh my god, I would have never left the computer if I was 12, yeah, or something. Like it's just insane. But that's what's cool, I guess.
Now, some people don't know about Rust, so can you tell us a little bit about what the game of Rust is about?
Oh gosh, Rust is. I haven't played it much. I actually enjoy watching other people play it, like on YouTube, streamers and stuff. But it's basically just a shooter, and it's a survival shooter, and you run around building bases and collecting things and getting better gear and weapons, and then you just go around and kill people, basically. And then, or if in the case of others, you help people from getting killed. So that's kind of interesting. It's a sandbox shooter survival game, which I think is super cool. Like, I just love
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
it's
that.
in third person instead of first person. So,
Right.
and one of the thing about your character when you first come in, originally they were like at the very first part of their early access. You could not choose your character at all. You didn't know what you're going to be. So once you load into your Steam account, you're going to be either a male or female. You don't know what race you're going to be. You don't know what height. You don't know how big your body parts are going to be. And yes, they had like if you
Yep.
took it off censored mode, uncensored mode or whatever, you actually could see their body parts.
Yep.
And were larger than others, and it was actually funny because you couldn't change it at all. You just had to be whoever you were.
Right.
And in addition to that, what was I gonna say about it? Your body persists. So like
Right.
even if you log out of the game and you had a base on that server, you were, and it's sort of like Arc does the same thing. Your body will stay there. So if a player who is active and you're offline, they can actually go into your base and destroy your body,
Yep.
loot your stuff. So
Yep.
the whole idea is you have to make a base that's so hard that they couldn't find your location when you're offline.
That's right. And you can protect yourself. It's so great because it reminded me of okay, now I'm really dating myself, but BBS, like bulletin board games, like where you like, or text games, like something like Zork, but there were games called like Lord, and another was called Usurper, and basically it was like D&D, and you ran around, and like you said, like when you log off, you're still there, like you're persisting, like either asleep or you're just out in a field somewhere, and somebody could just come kill you. You like come back online, you're like, they take all your stuff and your money, and you're just like, but then you want to just get more powerful, so they can't do that, and like I love it. Like that whole thing's never changed. Like that whole concept of it. And a game like Rust or whatever, that still
Good
persists
game.
with that. It's really fun. Yeah, it's like, hey, this is like just like playing that game back in the day, except it's 3D and there's all the stuff. It was so cool. It's amazing to see how all that has changed.
So there was a Rust before.
Well, I mean, it's had different versions, I guess. Like was being described, it's gotten way more refined, I think. And back, I would say just a couple of years ago, it was definitely a somewhat controversial game. It was very graphic and super violent. I think now
It still is.
It
Still is.
is.
Still is. I think it's a little bit more like, a guy like,
It's too much graphic now.
yeah. Well, I mean, a guy like Wellen can stream and play that and make it digestible. It's not terrible, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend a young person play that game.
No.
It's a little over the top.
They
Like
do.
was it the new one, Cyberpunk 2017?
Oh, I haven't seen that
Neither
game
have I.
yet. I mean,
It comes out tomorrow, but my boyfriend's playing it upstairs because he logged in like he was in New Zealand or something. So he's like, I walked by and I was like, wait, doesn't that come out tomorrow? He's like, it is tomorrow. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, nice. I mean, I'm such a huge nerd. I used to role play that game when it was 2020. That's what it was called back in the day, Cyberpunk 2020.
Oh wow.
And it was an RPG, tabletop RPG. I still have the books actually. So when I heard the game was coming out, I was like, wow, this is so cool.
So I saw that Humble Bundle had some Cyberpunk like comic or book bundle going on right now, and I was like, oh, so I didn't know that they actually had a story behind it before.
Yeah,
so it's good to know.
It was a role playing game. See, Andrew knows about. I wonder where he is. Is by R. Taslorian. That's
I
the.
believe
It was
he's
a-
in one of the other channels at the moment.
oh, okay. But yeah, that was a really back, and this is God. Now I feel old again.
There
This
he
was
is.
back in. Hey, we're talking about Cyberpunk 2020, the RPG from 1,000 years ago, from like the 80s. And
Really?
yeah, and
Yeah.
I had this.
It was Mike Pondsmith, Artel Sorian.
Thank you.
Okay.
I couldn't get that right. Yeah, and I had all the zines and everything, man. I mean, I had like, I was like, we were hardcore into that role playing game. It was so fun. It was such a great game. Couldn't remember the publisher.
I remember, well, this is when I was first ever introduced to video games as a kid, is my grandfather had the Atari.
Right.
I think it was Atari or something. He was playing like an old school battle, kind of like battleship battles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was on the Atari or what, but I was fascinated by it.
Oh man, when we were kids, you know, my parents were kind of like, I don't know if you should have this. You know, it's going to affect your studies and you won't blah blah blah. So, you know, so I had a couple of friends that had it, but then the big thing was like, if you ever got to go to Kmart or Service Merchandise, you would be like, let's go, because they always had an Atari 2600 and a television like out, and you could play it just like nowadays, like when you go to GameStop or whatever and they have a console out that you can play. I mean, I would spend the entire time my mom or dad were shopping and just sit there and play as long as I could, you know. And then I was like, you know, Mom and Dad, can I please get a console? They're like, you're gonna have to save up your own money. And I'm like, no problem. So I'd like cut grass and did anything I could, you know, and saved up $100, and I went and got a ColecoVision, which was a, gosh, that was like
Oh gosh,
$85. Yeah, so that was like it was like a proto Nintendo console because it had a lot of Nintendo games like Donkey Kong and stuff like that, and it was, oh man, I played that thing until it just fizzled and stopped working. So years later, I loved it. Graphics were terrible, but you know,
well,
But for back then.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they were bad.
And I like retro style stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it gives you it's like an old school nostalgia thing, and that's the one thing I like about a lot of indie games that you see. Since we're doing something about art, there's one indie game that I really like that starts with an A, but I can't think of what it's called. You can fly in it around and everything. Hold on, I got it in my Steam thing. Hang on. It's called AER Memories of Old.
Oh wow!
It's such wonderful, wonderful games.
I'll have to check that out. I've been getting on itch a lot lately too, because there's some fun things on there I've found. And actually, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah, it's just pretty cool because I think I got one of those bundles, one of the bundles for like $5 or something, and it had like over like 1,000 games to check out, and I haven't even finished going through it.
Well, what was really interesting, I only found this out recently, but I do a lot of art for like role playing games and stuff, and a lot of indie developers, writers, authors, whatever, they publish their work on itch too, so it's not just video games. There's like tabletop games, all different kinds too, like D&D kind of games, or more like storytelling games and things like that. It's really remarkable. I just didn't realize that was a marketplace for that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a great site.
Now, how many of you in here are like indie artists or developers? Do we have any?
Oh.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess I sort of am. I mean, I do a lot of.
I was going to say, we're sort of the default answers, though. Yeah.
I do a lot of work for indie role playing games companies. So
what kind of challenges do you ever face with, like, I guess more like newer indie developers that are first starting out?
That's a good question.
that is a good question. I mean, it's usually budget. It's a budget problem.
High expectations too. Like, and they don't realize how long it takes to actually develop stuff.
All right.
Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot. Yeah. Let's see.
But at the same time, a lot of those guys are they're doing some really cool things. So when I work with indie folks, I try to keep an open mind with budgets, and and it's so easy to dig in and see, like, especially if it's like somebody who's considering a Kickstarter, I can really dig in and see, like, okay, are these people serious about what they're trying to do? And that's nowadays, like, it's not a hard thing to discover. And like, I'm willing to, bet my time on somebody and more confidently nowadays than I used to, like, say 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, also, it's, you need to surround yourself with people that you really believe are going to be dedicated to the project, because you get so many people that are like, if you're going to build a team, you get so many people who want to jump on the proverbial bandwagon, and they're like, yeah, this sounds great, I want to be involved. But then when it comes down to the nitty gritty of things, they're the ones that you can't find them when you need to get stuff done. So
sadly,
make sure that you're surrounding yourself with a group of people who understand, like, what's going to be expected of them, and and see how much time they can dedicate to something. So you're not wasting their time or your own time.
Absolutely. I mean, and I've worked with a couple of authors that are really rigorous in terms of, schedule and deadlines and stuff. And I mean, they're very on the ball, and like, that's those people, I've had some others that are a little bit more, laid back, and they still get the stuff done, but not as often.
Yeah.
So although I don't particularly like, per se, like, constant emails and whatever, at least I know, like, they're passionate. Like, they're like, this is, we're on a schedule. We're trying to get this done.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And people will usually show you that they want to be on a project by doing stuff. Like, if somebody has a lot of just talk and they're not, like, showing you any work, like, someone who's really interested will take an idea and go back home or go wherever and squirrel around and think about things. And then they'll come back and they'll be like, hey, I've been working on this stuff for the last month. What do you think? And they'll want feedback. They'll want constructive criticism.
Right on.
Sorry, I stepped away for a second. I had to go get cookies out of the oven.
No wait, what kind of cookies did you make?
Apple cinnamon.
Oh my gosh, what?
Yes, I'm in heaven. Oh, they're so good.
Oh, thanks. You didn't share. Look, pictures or they're not true.
I'm not sharing these milks with you. No, pictures. I know ones.
Oh my gosh.
Pictures ain't true.
Andrew,
I want cookie.
Seriously, right? Can you put them through, like, the internets? I guess not.
When they get, like, the smell-o-vision stuff going.
Oh yeah.
My video doesn't want to come up. I think it hates me.
Oh no.
I wonder if we can post it on general. Be like, these are the cookies he made and did not share.
Right on. Yeah, we'll be like,
And everybody could just, like, salivate over it and pretend like
Exactly.
we was actually at a location. Like,
That's
yeah.
That's right.
1 second, I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back in the old-fashioned way. Is it plugged in?
There you go.
Alright. Did you try restarting it?
Next drawing is of cookies, huh?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
That's what he made. He made
Cookie
cookies.
aliens. Yeah, I think we
Oh
should
my
draw
goodness.
cookie aliens.
Anime cookies.
I don't think they can see that on stream, but sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, let me go back to the stream.
It wasn't on stream, but I shared the cookies. Did you see them?
No, I'm sad.
Are they in the general?
No, look, I just opened up my video.
Really? Okay, hold on. Let's see.
I don't know.
On
I
Discord?
think it's because I'm live streaming. I can't see it, but I'm not worried about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it either. What? I wonder why they do that. Let me see if I can see it if I take off his.
I just love everyone greeting me with a hug.
Hi.
Look at these cookies. Oh, they're so soft and huge and mushy and looks like I just
Yeah, they're mushy.
and delicious. You didn't give it time to like cool down. That's what it is. You literally took it out the oven. They look so good though.
Oh, you can get them at Kroger.
Oh.
They're in a package. They're still good. Sorry for everybody on stream.
No worries.
I mean, I know you probably wanted to see these wonderful apple cinnamon cookies, but they're not in the giveaway. I don't care what Andrew says. But we do love you. Come back to the next stream at GGDA.
There you go.
No, good night. No, I'm just kidding.
That'll be it. That's all.
All done.
It's not all, folks. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're kidding.
We still have 21 minutes left.
Oh, man.
Oh, weird time. I was just like vibing. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Oh.
It was that.
Well, I thought we were going for an hour, but if you guys want to go for longer, that's fine.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe
I have to. Well, I'm gonna leave my computer on. I got it so it's unlocked. I have to go upstairs at 8 o'clock and have.
Oh well, then we'll stop at 8.
Okay. I was gonna say I can leave it on and you guys can keep drawing.
Nah.
I thought we were gonna be done at 8, so I was
Yeah,
like, yeah,
that's
8
cool.
o'clock,
That's
I'll be
cool.
ready.
Anyway, I appreciate you doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can go long if you want, but
Yeah. We were talking about doing these like on more of a quarterly, like every couple months, quarterly basis kind of thing.
I would love
if you guys
that.
are interested and want to, just kind of meet, we can do, and we could set it up for it to be longer. We could do like, hour, couple hour sessions.
Sure.
glad to organize it through the GGDA, or you all can do it elsewhere. This is awesome.
Okay,
I'm enjoying watching the stream.
Yeah.
Killer.
So yeah, I think I was just basing it on the hour that we did for Siege, but if you guys want to do like a 2-hour one next time, we'll keep the format to a little longer. Give everybody a little more time.
I like that plan.
Yeah.
Family.
Don't mind the stick figure, Andrew.
It's me, isn't it?
I forgot to put the hair a little bit longer. That's what it was.
No, that's me in a couple more years.
Yes. There you go.
I'm just gonna wrap what hair I have around on top like a cap.
I'm still that post-elliptic punk rock guy that Craig's making. Man,
Yeah.
the mouse from the Black Lagoon is looking amazing.
Thanks. He's got the apple cinnamon cookies in his little pouch.
Oh
There you go.
yeah, I
There
see
you go.
it. Look at these.
So
little
now
See,
I
I inspired you right there. See,
Exactly. Yeah.
there is some inspiration. There's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. He's a little friendly guy. I've tried to draw like tough characters and like mean monstery characters, and they always end up looking like they want to hug. So I just end up doing cute things.
All right.
I'm so out of my element. I usually stream games, so this has just been kind of cool to be on a different side.
What games do you stream?
I don't know if I should answer that because they're not all GGDA games.
Oh, okay.
What?
Because I mean, I place pixel blocks down. I play a block-based game.
Okay.
I'm really throwing hints out there. Can you guess what it is?
Yeah,
He doesn't stream mine. That's the problem.
I see. Okay.
I know he was coming up with that. See? He was going to come here and say I don't stream Fatal Sons, even though I own the rights to playing it now because I held back the game.
See.
I played it. His game's pretty cool. So,
Nice. I still have my original edition of the Fading Suns role-playing game.
ooh, I've never heard of that.
What? Oh, yeah. And I remember meeting Andrew once at Dragon Con. God, this is before I moved to Atlanta, and I just met him. And he was at a booth just selling the game, and it was so cool because you guys were starting like a miniature game, I think, as well, and you were showing that off. And
He left.
oh yeah, and that was years ago, man.
Oh, there he
God, when was that? 94? Something, I don't know. It was really cool.
I may have played Fading Suns for Mono.
I'm back. Sorry, because I'm listening to the stream. I'm a few minutes behind y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. So 95 is when I left for HDI. So I was doing Vampire from 90 to 95.
Okay.
And then we did Fading Suns, Noble Armada.
Right on.
And so it might have been the Noble Armada miniature. It might have been the Carnage miniatures, which is where we had our cow riders versus the lizard people.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Actually, I've been thinking about re-releasing the rules just for free online because you can use any crazy minis with it. And with everybody printing their own miniatures now, it's kind of perfect. Here's just crazy, easy miniatures. You're killing each other's figures in minutes. You can just run into the 3D printer, print out more figs, throw them back on the table, and keep going.
There you go. I like it.
In fact, maybe that should be the next drawing one. Freakish miniatures for a fantasy combat game.
I like that idea a lot.
Because remember, what I got right now is humans on cows and lizard people on geckos.
Uh-huh.
What?
I like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I played Killing Floor 2. I played that. That's a Georgia-based game.
Okay.
Played a game called Polyroll. It was made by was it Mike Andrew? Isn't that his name?
Who was it? Which one? Sorry.
Polyroll.
Yeah, Polyroll, Kevin Dressel.
That's who it was.
Mike Stumhofer is publishing it, but he's Hoff Studios.
Gotcha. That is a super fun game.
Yeah. You all should be. Do you live stream that one, Jay?
I made a video of it.
Because Kevin's over in the other channel right now.
He already seen my video.
Okay, cool.
I DM'd him of it.
All right.
I'm sorry, my alien's still in one of your cookies.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Oh my gosh.
I've been making content videos again, just here and there.
He's overly extending his arms just to eat a cookie.
Nothing wrong
There you
with
go.
So cute.
The squid ghost, y'all.
You don't know who he is. He's just there, and he likes to eat people and cookies.
She said it was a deformed figure, but it looks like a squid ghost.
The axe? The axe is turned into a cookie.
Yeah, he's holding a cookie.
I think it's a squid of Christmas past.
Yeah.
There we go. I think there's a bird in that cage there that wants a cookie instead of a cracker.
I know, right?
I love the patchwork that's done to this. Yeah. It's-
mousy.
Look at that
mouse
steampunk
guy.
feel now coming out. I'm feeling it now. It's
Oh,
coming out. Steampunk coming.
a dagger and a cookie. That's so dope.
Everyone-
I
everyone
love
knows-
it. I love it.
Wait, the
He's
stick
got-
figure guy needs a cookie. He doesn't have one. We gotta get him one.
Yeah,
Who?
what happened to your
you talking
home?
about the?
The stick
You talking about Andrew there in the background?
Yeah, Andrew needs a cookie.
Hey, we're
needs a
cookie
cookie.
punk. I belong in every cookie punk game.
There
Right
you go.
on, yeah.
Oh, that's the new game.
That's the new game.
You know what? It actually looks like a theme, a unique theme. We go from stick figure. It's almost like a generational of art. We're gonna go the old-fashioned stick figures to greatness.
Well, just practice all the time.
That
I
kind of
agree.
it is the deal. It's like so funny. I always tell my students, like, you don't just, well, some people, there's like a tiny percentage of people like you just walk up and start playing a piano. But if you want to know how to play the piano, you have to learn music theory and practice all your scales and chords, and then go into learning the music and playing it and memorizing it. And
Yep.
there's so much to
I
it.
don't know how to play anything. Watch Andrew come back.
But it's the same with drawing. I mean, you can't just expect to pick up a pencil and just go, I can draw.
Right.
You want to, but it's still frustrating. I'll tell you, it's still frustrating for me to get the stuff out of my head onto the canvas and onto the piece of paper, digital
Absolutely.
canvas, or whatever it is. It always ends up looking different than what you think is going to look like. But it ends up being interesting. So it's just fun.
I never expect what I'm drawing because, sometimes it's like, sort of like cookie. I don't know what my food's going to look like at the end, but I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't plan anything. But yeah, this cookie theme has become very amazing. So I think this guy needs a hat. He was gonna wear like one of those lovely space things, but like an astronaut hat. But I think
Today's stream is brought to you by
cookies.
Apple and Cinnamon Cookies.
That's right.
Thank you, Curtis.
All you have to do is run to your local Kroger and you will find them. Just kidding.
We're being boycotted by chocolate chip, just letting you know.
Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
We started the cookie wars.
I mean, chocolate chip has had its day. I'm sorry.
You know that cookie wars and cookie punk, that's all you got to have.
That's right.
Yeah.
Could have different clans of cookie eaters.
He didn't come back after my comment, I don't play anything.
I knew that for the lie it was.
Well, they were talking about instruments, pianos. I said I don't play
wait.
anything.
Nah, he plays the controllers. No, wait, he plays the guitar on stream. It's amazing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's
see,
been
we
a
don't know.
long time.
You're holding out on us, buddy. Just like you're holding out on them cookies. But it's okay. Everyone's getting a cookie.
I shared with my wife. Sorry.
Okay.
Everyone in this cartoon studio is getting a cookie. The ghost man.
Oh, somebody drew me a cookie. That's funny.
Yeah, your stick figure had to get one.
Yeah.
Someone can decorate the cookie.
Right.
Cookie time.
Cookie.
I want this professor to be my teacher. That's amazing. Balloons.
Oh.
This is crazy.
Thanks.
All of y'all are blowing my mind.
I got to admit, the space rat's the best.
Oh wow! Thank you.
He is pretty great, groovy. I like his. He's got a buddy.
Yeah,
and
he's got a
lantern and
companion.
everything.
I got a dead guy underneath me, that I'm eating. Just
nice.
it's not cute. It's not as cute as the.
Are you eating them? Never mind.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's like, is it a cookie or is it the dead body that's being eaten?
It's a dead body.
I didn't know there was a dead body underneath you.
Dead body cookie.
Yeah.
He's like an octopus, so that's where he eats. But apparently, he has a mouth as well now.
Well, that's what
Fair
He is festive though, so that's kind of a good thing.
Good
Yeah.
save. Good save. Because I was like, it's underneath there. That, and then you said, well, it is. I was like, okay, good save.
It's all good.
So on the internet, when I was just dicking around the other day, I came across this stuff. I watch a lot of these like food channel things, and I came across, speaking of cookies, there was this one guy who was doing like a 2-minute cookie, like you put in the microwave. I was like, gross, but it worked. And then he did a two-hour cookie, and then he did a 2-day cookie. And the 2-day cookie was insane. He like browned butter. He made toffee like from scratch that he broke up and like put in it, and like chunked up his own chocolate. And you have to let it like sit for, I guess, 48 hours before you bake it in the refrigerator before like baking it or whatever. And it ended up looking like the most ridiculous cookie you've ever seen.
Sounds
It looked like ones you get at like a fancy store or something.
Jeez.
And he just made it, and I was like, I'm gonna do that one day.
Yeah.
I think the toffee would look like the hardest part to make.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
you gotta like get the candy thermometer and make sure that it only boils up to like a certain level before you pour it out and let it harden. If you've ever made candy, it's a difficult task.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom's friend, Darla Miller, growing up, she was a fantastic lady, and she would make almond roca, which is like the toffee with the chocolate and almonds all on it.
Oh,
And she'd
that
make
is
it from
good.
scratch. Oh,
What?
it was
God.
so good.
Ooh.
Every Christmas time, she'd make it around this time of year. My mom would do a
Uh-huh.
it was like her and all the ladies in the PTA from elementary school, and they would do like an ornament and gift exchange where they were all crafty, and they would all like make a Christmas ornament and make a baked good, and then they would go to I think it was a Marie Callender's. They don't even have Marie. Do they have Marie Callender restaurants?
Oh no.
I know they have the frozen food, like the pies and stuff you can get.
No,
Oh,
there's actually a restaurant.
I eat the regular frozen foods.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, and they have
Pot
like
pie.
yeah, the pot pies. They have like a restaurant out in California, and they sell the pies. And it's like a little
Really?
diner shop, like a Coco's or something, or a really, really, really nice Denny's. That's what I would want you to
Don't
kind
eat
of
the chili
imagine.
pot pie.
So
That
good.
is.
Have
That
y'all
might
been?
be better fresh, but
I
go
hope
ahead,
the
I'm
store's
sorry.
still open, but there is I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a pie shop in the old Marietta Square, and you can go in and they make like pies and freeze them, and they make like a bunch of meat pies, and it is like the
meat
best.
pies.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what. I'm gonna look it up on my phone. It's like, and you can have like custom made pies, and they have like Alfredo, like chicken Alfredo pies,
Whoa,
and
nice.
like beef pies, and all kinds of stuff. And you can buy them like the small size, like the Marie Callender pies, or you can buy them like a full 12-inch size pie that you would share with your family. And all you do is like take it home and stick it in the oven for however long, and it's like ridiculous. They make all the dough there. Let me try to find it. For you
Sounds
guys.
amazing.
It is so good. I can't even tell you. Oh my god, like just amazing.
I just had to apologize to everyone watching our stream. We just gained 10 pounds listening to y'all.
No kidding, right?
And it's wintertime. Everyone's like, yes, bake and use butter on everything. Let's see.
Yep.
I'm hoping because of COVID it didn't shut down because it was a mom and pop place.
Yeah.
I'm
It
hoping
might
that
not. I don't know.
It's a Paul's Pot Pies. It says takeout only right now. They're open. They're in the Marietta Square, and they're kind of like tucked into a little corner. If you're looking at the square and you know where it is, it's at the opposite end of the Strand on the same side as the Strand. But yeah, it's called Paul's Pot Pies. It's ridiculous. I'll put the link to the website or let me see if there's a Google link in the general tab so you guys can have it.
I'm gonna order that this weekend and get one.
They're so awesome too. Yeah, I'm so glad they're still there. It's like you're like so scared because of COVID. You're like, did my favorite place shut down? It says there's a place in Kennesaw now too.
Oh, for real?
2 retail locations, Kennesaw and Marietta. Very good.
Oh my gosh.
Just to be clear to our viewers, there is no pot in the pies.
No, that's true. There is. It's a damn shame, but there's really not. It's not a fun pie time. All right, let's see if I can get a new window up. I don't want to mess with the live stream at all.
Okay.
I don't know how much of my screen you guys can see. Pause. There
I
it
can
is.
see everything.
Okay, that's fine.
Well,
It
not
doesn't.
everything, but
It's okay. There it is. This is it. I'm going to copy and paste this for you guys there. I'm going to get rid of it. Over
Okay.
to the little. I'll put it in the general Discord channel.
Oh
Here
my
we go.
god.
Thank you.
There you go. Paul's Pot
This
Pot.
coloring is amazing. Oh my gosh. Look at this coloring. Oh, I wish I could color. I don't know how to color.
Just
Have-
put a
oh
layer-
man, they have a place in Kennesaw too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. Yeah.
I need to come down from from Cartersville to do that.
No, you're not too far away. Yeah. Shoot down the 75. Sure it won't be too terrible.
Not too hard. Nope. That's an
Yeah.
easy drive. That's some
Yeah.
friends up
Where's
there.
the location in there? Like,
Yeah.
We've
I
told
know.
the people in our stream that if they need a special ingredient in their pot pie, they can add it themselves.
there you
True.
go. That's it's
DIY pot pie.
well,
Well, just
hopefully-
additional flavoring.
exactly. Oregano. That's all it is. It's fine.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's good. For
That's
you.
what I say on my
Allspice.
salary. No.
Oh,
It's good
spice.
for you.
Oh no, what is going on? Every time I turn around, I'm gonna keep clicking this thing and the layer keeps coming up. This is layer
It's
10.
wonky sometimes. Yeah. It's a little weird.
So do y'all work anywhere in the industry? Well, I know you're a teacher.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been focusing on teaching for the last few years, but I've done freelance work, and I used to live out in Southern California, so I've worked for Turner Broadcasting. I did freelance out of Nickelodeon and for Disney stuff and all that kind of jazz. And then I moved to Atlanta in 2005 and went and got my master's, and have been sort of focused on teaching ever since.
What is your passion about teaching art per se?
I fell into it, honestly. I didn't think I'd be a teacher, but when I moved, my mom wanted to move here to be with her family when she was ill, and I said, okay, I'll go to Atlanta for a little while, and then I'll go back to California. And I ended up, getting roots and planting roots here, and just kind of it stuck. I like being here, so I stayed here, and I applied for a job. I was just trying to figure out what to do. And I had done substitute teaching in California, and I also mentored during my undergrad. I did a mentorship program that I mentored younger students. And one of my professors said, "Oh, you're going to be a teacher one day." And I said, "Oh, I don't think so. I don't know, whatever." But when I moved here, there was a position available at a technical college that taught graphic design and animation. And I said, "Well, I can do that. I can do the job description." So I applied and I got the job. And I think you get bit by this bug that just says, this is what I want to do with my life. I just want to help people achieve their dreams and to better themselves as artists. And, I absolutely love what I do every day. And I've just sort of been on that journey since I've moved here. I've worked at many different institutions all around Atlanta. I've been at both art institutes, the one in Decatur that closed, and the one in Dunwoody. I've also taught at Portfolio Center and Creative Circus in Atlanta. And now, I'm with Kennesaw, and I was with the New Media Arts Department, and now I'm with the School of Art and Design. So I just kind of bounced around everywhere and always sort of kept the animation focus and illustration focus, and now getting into like all the game art design stuff. It's just been fantastic. I love working with students, and I think, Craig will probably back me up on this. There is nothing like the look on a student's face when they have that like sort of moment of clarity, or that aha moment, or that something happens and it clicks and they get it. It's just the most amazing thing. And you're like, I helped them with that. And it's really rewarding, I think, is what really has kept me doing it all these years, honestly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's
That's
really
pretty
cool.
dope.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. And I get to draw like, cool, fun cartoon characters, and, and I think it's other teachers that help me to realize that, like, I always wanted to be like a real realistic renderer kind of drawing person. And I would beat my head against a wall trying to do it. And it wasn't until I was in grad school that Julie Mueller Brown at SCAD was like, hey, stop trying to be something you're not. Look at what you can do. You can do these simple little characters just really quick. And that's actually really hard for the people who can render really well. And I was like, oh, and it was like, that was my moment of clarity, and my artwork kind of shot up from there. So I try to, help students see their potential that maybe they're just not seeing. that's another good thing that I think is kind of fun about teaching. And I know Craig probably has a million stories as well.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, it's when you're able to, like skip people over all the stuff that you had to, toil to learn, like, that's the best, because then they run off and do stuff, and you're just like, okay, that's great. I helped them learn something, and the best part of being a teacher actually is when those same students come back and teach you things you didn't know or share their knowledge with you. I mean, it's just, you can't beat that. It's pretty great.
You really can't. And like, I love when I look at a student's work and I go, oh my gosh, you're better than me, but like you're learning from me. That's like amazing.
Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty of being a teacher, I guess, is just it's a constant state of learning and sharing of knowledge, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And one more question to you guys. As teachers, coming up and learning the newer technologies in digital art, how's that been for you? Because I know you said you were, what was it, Craig? You said you date yourself way back then. So I'm thinking that you were probably learning graphic arts in a sense of you're actually physically sketching on pen and paper at one point, and probably using stencils and tracing paper and all that. And now you're, sitting here making cyberpunk looking amazing guys, eating cookies with daggers. Like,
and I have a potato.
That's not a potato. That's a cookie with chocolate chips.
That looks like a potato.
It's the technology that made it look like a potato, though.
Sure.
Exactly.
There you go.
So how has it been transitioning as you're learning and teaching others, transitioning to these new programs?
What do you, Sandee? You want to take
I mean,
that
that's
one?
a great question, and I just finished up teaching we're going to finish up panel reviews with a group of seniors right now, and I try to tell them that when you're learning anything, if it's drawing and illustration or animation, we focus a lot on animation on the 12 principles that were taught by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, which were two of the 9 old men at Disney who retired back in the late 70s. And, the whole pencil and paper thing, it never really went away. I still sketch in ink and sketchbooks. I love the digital stuff. I think that I tell my students it's just a more complex paintbrush or pencil. And I tell them the software is always going to evolve, but as long as your foundational skills are strong, then whatever new technology you pick up, you'll be able to kind of run with. And so that you can't ever just like rely on technology, because technology is only going to enhance what you're trying to do. If you can't paint traditionally, like with acrylic or oils or watercolors, then you're going to have a really hard time trying to translate those skills into a digital space. It's not, I hate to say it, it's not copy, cut, paste or anything like that. But another thing is that the software that you're learning right now, I was a Flash animator for years. Back when macro, I'm pretty old too, but I was in college in the late 90s. And, for my first go around, and, I was using Macromedia Flash, then it became Adobe Animate, and, now we use Toon Boom. And even, back in the, mid 2000s when I was at SCAD doing my master's degree, they had, Toon Boom, but they were really just the professors were testing it. They weren't really letting us use it, and they weren't incorporating it into the curriculum yet. And so I was still just a Flash kind of animator. And then when I graduated and I was working at the Art Institute, I was given a class and they were like, oh yeah, we teach in Toon Boom. And I was like, well, great. I don't even know that software. But I just, had to hunker down and pick it up because that's what it's what we were using and what was being taught. And I think that as long as you know how to animate, or as long as you know how to, you have drawing skills and you know how to draw, or you practice these foundational studies, the technology is just going to always be evolving. There's always going to be something new that the studios use. And even when you get into studios, like, let's say you go work for like Disney or Pixar, they're using Autodesk Maya as a base, but they have programmers that go in and change the software so that it's the Disney Maya. It's their own thing. Same thing with like DreamWorks or Blue Skies, where everything has a little bit of a different look, but you'll usually get trained in stuff like that. So I try to not worry too much about it and to be excited about it and not get overwhelmed by there's too many choices, that kind of thing too. If that answers your question, hopefully.
Yeah. Just getting to know more of the mindsets of teachers, especially art teachers.
Yeah, I mean that's 100% true. I mean, you have to have a strong traditional foundation, or you can't. It's definitely a struggle. I wouldn't even want to imagine like having to do like a color painting in Photoshop, but never tried actual, like acrylics or oils or anything. That would be really hard.
Yeah, or just not understanding how to layer things up. I mean, if you have done a collage, then you know what Photoshop's about, right? It's just layering things up. I think what's really fun is I got into encaustics, and I was doing like beeswax collaging, and you could take a quilting iron and heat up the wax and like remove pieces and put new pieces on. And I was like, wow, this is just tactile Photoshop, because I can go in and edit things. That was one thing I learned in the illustration department when I went through SCAD, is that I was so digital at that time when I was doing that degree, and we'd have a critique and the teachers would be like, okay, now go and fix these things we told you to fix. And I'm like, but it's an original, it can't be fixed. And I learned like all these weird things about like how to actually go in tactile and fix your pieces and not to rely on technology so much. So it was really interesting.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I was trying to explain that the other day to my illustration students, because they were like, huh? No way. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we had light tables, we had tracing paper, we had
light tables,
photocopiers. I mean, you could tape. I mean, you could literally like take, I mean, like you said, that was what you did in design schools, right? Or design classes back in the day. You were like, okay, let's make take a bunch of magazines, tear them up, use the pieces and create a collage or something, okay. And that was like, that's the kind of thing I think sadly might be a little lost today. It's just, the resourcefulness that you need to be as an artist. I think I can't argue with that in terms of like maybe why digital was not great. Although that's starting to change too. I mean,
I think it's how you're introduced to it too. I think it's if you have hard ass instructors like me and, Mr. Brasco, and Craig, then we kind of will put a foot in your ass until you should do it. You should learn these other ways, and then go into the computer and stop beating your head against a wall. But some you can't control everything and how people are introduced to things. So
so true. I mean, October just this year. I mean, the hurricane came through, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh no. So like my iPad was dead, my laptop was dead. The only thing I had was my phone and my wife's phone. So I was like, okay, got out the sketchbook, knocked it out for that day, took a picture, uploaded it. So it's like, you gotta, I mean, and what's funny is my grad school professors were all like, what are you gonna do when the power goes out? You don't have, I'm like, that'll never happen, And I was like, it did happen actually. It's happened a couple of times. So they're right. I mean, I totally don't argue with that. I mean,
I feel like and I'd be sad if the grid went completely gone, but being born in the 70s, I'm like kind of like, well, I'd survive and just kind of revert back and do things tactile and meet more face to face. It's survivable, it'll be okay, but I really do like the session that we can have right now. We're all in our individual houses, but we're hanging out and drawing together, and it's pretty great.
This is awesome. I mean,
what you don't know, it's No Pants Wednesday. Just kidding.
It is No Pants Wednesday. That's right. Always when we're on the Zoom meetings or the Discord meetings. Well, it's a little after 8, so I'm gonna have to step away. But I can leave this open for you guys if you'd like.
Actually, my wife just got home from work, and
is it sandwich? It is
sandwich time.
I always tell my students it's sandwich time.
Hey, it was so fun either way. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I mean,
next time we. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm like you were gonna say. I'm down for a 2-hour session next time.
Yeah, like at least 2 hours. Yeah, we'll do a 2-hour session next time.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and I'm gonna save this, and I will email it to Andrew, so I'm sure he can get it out to everybody. Or I think I can. Can I upload files in Discord, Andrew?
Yeah, absolutely. And
All right,
really appreciate everybody doing this. Great stream, lots of great stuff.
Yeah,
Glad
this is
to
fantastic.
stream again in the future.
Yep.
So just keep me posted on when you want to do this again. That was awesome. We had a good audience the whole time.
Excellent. I enjoy. Yeah, I always love drawing and hanging out with people drawing. So
I
anytime.
hope everyone enjoyed the cookies.
in my imagination.
My ghost looking thingamajiggy thing guy, he's enjoying all the cookies. So
Cool.
delicious.
All right, that was a good comment. So I put hope everyone enjoyed the cookies, and I'm uploading the file right now
Oh, nice.
into the. I think it's the general chat.
Yeah,
I
put
think
it in
I'm-
general. Thanks.
Did I get it there? Is that where it went? I'm
That
hoping.
that is where it
Yeah.
goes. Something just showed up.
That's
in the
awesome.
It looks like the right
Okay,
thing.
good. Yeah, then
It
everybody should
actually
be able
came
to
out really good.
get a copy. Yeah. And
All right,
by the time
everybody.
we come together next time, I'll have the pro version, and we should have a bigger campus, so that'll be fun.
And
That'll
more
be fun.
cookies.
And more cookies. Exactly.
Yeah, and cookie time. That's right.
Well,
This time
thank
we'll
all of you,
do
and
juice.
thanks all our viewers on the stream. We'll kill the stream for now, but you can join us in Discord because the party's still happening. Take care,
Right.
everybody.
Take it easy.
Bye. I'm
Bye.
gonna start sharing the screen.
Bye.
Bye.